Senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, welcome to the Music Universe. Thank you for being with us to discuss such
Sure.
an important intersection of entertainment and politics. Now, I want to begin by discussing your questioning on the bots that Live Nation and Ticketmaster says attack Ticketmaster.com when they have an on sale and that they have trouble handling. You asked Mr. Joe Berchtold, president of Live Nation, why Ticketmaster has not remedied this issue. I have two questions here. What can the Senate and FTC do in enforcing the Bot Act on all companies that are not sufficiently technologically equipped to deal with such attacks? And with Ticketmaster specifically, do you believe they are intentionally neglecting the bot issue since attacks create artificial demand for the dynamically priced tickets that then drive up cost for buyers?
Yes, let's take those two separate things. When it comes to what Congress can do, it is to require the FTC to implement and exercise the Bot Act and work with these companies. That's why we passed it. And that's why the Bots Act came to be, because in 2015, we were having such an issue with sales of tickets for concerts and Broadway events and sporting events. And people began to call us and say, there has to be something you can do. So we came up with the Bots Act in order to support the music and entertainment industry. Now, holding the FTC accountable is something that we do need to do. They need to be enforcing this. They need to be actively working with the ticketing companies to say, when you have a bad actor in your system, you need to call us. Now, Mr. Berchtold, it was of concern to me. He said that they caught about 90% of the bots, and he also said they had a difficult time distinguishing between a customer and a bot. But cyber attacks, bots in networks, whether it's credit card companies, payment processors, healthcare companies, local utility companies, the list goes on and on. They've all figured out how to fortify their systems and place their security standards and their encryption requirements at a level that they're keeping out 99.9% of the hacks and cyber attacks and bots that are trying to wiggle their way into the system and extract consumer information, or either to beat out consumers when they're trying to make a purchase. So people have a way of doing this, and it is going to be up to Ticketmaster to fortify their systems and then to work more closely with the FTC when they do have a bot. As I told Mr. Berchtold, look, 90% in this case is a failing grade, because you have consumers that put tickets in their cart, and by the time they've entered their name, address, and credit card information, the card is empty. So this shows you the extent of the problem. And if they can do this on tickets and sporting events, then they'll be able to do it on other commodities and other items and other retail type purchases. So there needs to be more transparency from these companies. There needs to be more accountability from them, that they are beefing up these transactional systems to eliminate these bad actors from the system.
Right. Mr. Berchtold also admitted, and this was very shocking to me watching it live, that Ticketmaster's product, Ticketmaster as a product, as a system, their primary target customer is the artist, not the consumer buying the tickets. It attracts the artists through exclusive venue agreements and strength as a touring promoter on the Live Nation side. What does it mean for the consumer that Live Nation's priority is the artist and not the concert goer?
I found that to be a curious statement also. And the priority, you would have thought, would have been consumer access and safety. And it was surprising to hear that. I think that from the response of the artist that was on the panel, they were a little bit surprised to hear that also, because they feel as if they have no say.
Right.
The venue is owned by Live Nation. Live Nation Ticketmaster adds the fees onto the ticket, which are exorbitant, and then that does not benefit the artist in any way, and it costs the consumer more. And one of the problems with this is you have the bots that are scooping up these tickets, which include all of those fees. And then what do you have on the secondary and the resale sites? You have all of the additions, the upping the price, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 times the original ticket price in order to get that ticket. And so the resale site is making that money, and the consumer is being charged more. And Ticketmaster requires you to go back into the Ticketmaster app in order to activate the ticket that you've bought on the secondary site to get into the venue. And then you get into the issue of the data collection, because Ticketmaster has all of this information. They then use it to market to you. They sell that data and that information to vendors, to third parties, maybe for rideshare companies or restaurants or hotels, travel arrangements and components, that they're making money off of every one of those vendors that come back in to the venue site or the Ticketmaster site, or if you're going to an event and their app is powered by Ticketmaster with all of the merchandise and the different offerings. So when Ticketmaster Live Nation tells us they get about 90% of the bots, our concern is not only on the price, but it is also on the data that is collected via the venue and Ticketmaster. But again, running this full circle back to your question, initial question, Matt, the artist, their fee is set, and that's it. They're not getting access to any of this data or to any of those additional fees.
Right. Last question. I know we're running short on time here, so just quickly, I was struck by how bipartisan this issue is, and several senators during the hearing remarked about kind of bringing both parties together. Should we take that as a sign that we will see action in this Congress on this very important issue to consumers?
Yes, there are 2 committees that have jurisdiction over this, and it is the Consumer Protection Data Security Subcommittee at Commerce Committee. I'm the top Republican on that committee, and Senator Blumenthal is the chairman. We are each also on Judiciary Committee. So it is a shared jurisdictional issue, and I do think you will see us do something dealing with the FTC and requiring them to implement more fully the Bots Act, and then also dealing with the way Live Nation Ticketmaster is handling the marketplace and the competitiveness in that marketplace.
Senator Blackburn of Tennessee, thank you very much. So important to have you coming from Music City, USA, talking about a music-related issue, and go Preds. Thank you so much.
You got it. Take care.